Hey guys, it's been a while since I took a look at Kaspa. Ticker for this is KAS, and I'm currently on the daily time frame. Okay, so in the last video, I basically said that if you want to trade this asset, these are the lines you should draw in your chart. Okay, start with the horizontal ones. One right here, basically at the top of these two candle bodies. Just click this line right here, this horizontal line, because as you can see, it was resistance right here, resistance. We broke it, and then this is going to be at play if we break this upsloping support line from the channel, right? Then you want to have this on your chart just in case Bitcoin dumps further and this comes further down. Next level I recommend that you draw on your chart is right here, and you can just basically the top of these two candle bodies right here. This is a significant level as well. As you see, it was resistance here, flipped to support, came down, resistance again. So yeah, this level is around 0.0318. This level below it is around 0.0278. Next level is going to be right here at around 0.0404. And then the top one right here is 0.0423. Okay, also significant level is, as you can see, we are in this channel, right? The last video I did, we were basically getting to the top of this channel range. I said this is likely going to be a resistance. Don't get too excited until this upper resistance level from the channel breaks, right? And the price breaks above it. Unfortunately, we got rejected. There were some early warning signs of this happening. So you see you had a high, then we have a higher high. You look to the this RSI, then we had a high, then a lower high. So it put in a bearish divergence on the daily time frame. So not ideal. Now, sometimes the bearish divergence can go on for quite a while. The price can go quite high in spite of it. But basically, as the price got up here with the bearish divergence, that's a cue to exit your position if you're just trading this asset, not holding for the long term. I understand holding for a long term. A lot of people believe in this. So if that's you, then this doesn't really apply to you. But just as a lesson, basically, you're at resistance, you're showing bearish divergence. It's a sign to get out. Maybe not necessarily a sign to short, right? If you didn't want to, because obviously this is a pretty strong uptrend. But if you're holding a position, maybe get out and re-enter if you break it, right? Okay. Then in the process, we started to form within this channel. We started to form a rising wedge, right? So we had the higher highs here, and then basically we were making higher lows, but it came to like an apex point. We broke this, came back, retested it, and now this is not. I mean, this might come into play on the way up, but I'm just going to delete it for right now. And as you can see, we're coming down to the lower region of this upsloping support line of the channel. Okay, and so the question is, what would you do now? How would you play it? Well, we can take another horizontal line, and let me grab it right here. And you see, I'm going to draw it right at the bottom of these two candles. Okay, and it's almost like a little bit of a range. So I'm just going to mark this as a range, and the range is going to be from the bottom of these two candle bodies to the top of these two, right? So right here, this is the range right here that I'm looking to as a potential support region. Okay, and I bet you if I drag this across all the way back, we'll see that there is history here. This was also the resistance from all the way back here. Okay, so right here you see how this kind of horizontal support region intersects with this upsloping level of support. This gives us a potential opportunity to take a long and place a stop loss just below here. Now, Bitcoin on the higher time frames looks very bearish, okay? But on the lower time frames, it looks very extended to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised if on Bitcoin we start to see a little bit of a move up, but on the higher time frames, I think, I'm just going to show you. I haven't done an update since the big crash, right? I put out an update and then we crashed about a minute after I published it. So now that we had a violent sell-off here. I think SpaceX or whatever just sold like $300-something million worth of Bitcoin. I don't know if they just did it, but it appears they may have, right? And I think there was a futures ETF that just opened, so that enables the market to be manipulated a little bit. Maybe they're trying to drive the price down before they open the spot ETFs, right? That could be possible. But anyway, violent sell-off for Bitcoin. But if you look at the short-term time frames here, it's quite extended to the downside. And oftentimes what I like to do, like if I have a bullish bias, sometimes I'll just invert the chart. So here you go, inverted chart. And if I saw this happening, this breakout. So if you invert the chart, you see it would have been a rising wedge breakdown to the falling wedge breakout. We just broke out of the falling wedge, right, which is a bullish pattern, and we're quite extended on the smaller time frame. So I would expect a short-term pullback on Bitcoin right now. Maybe, I mean, probably at least to this 618 range right here, around 27 to 27.2. If we break that, then obviously come back down to test this 50, the initial support range that I mentioned. So that's around 28,000. So I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back to around here or here, and then make a further move to the, well, inverted chart would be upside, but regular chart would be downside. It almost seems like when I look at this on the higher time frame, uh, it almost looks like this 24,000 region is like kind of like a magnet or something. Like if I was looking at this from a bullish perspective and it broke out of this falling wedge, I would be targeting this range right here, which would be the basically the lows here and here, and I would look for this level. I would look for the price to come back to this level to test it, and I would look for this level to be the resistance. And yeah, that is around 24,000, 24,005. Unfortunately, but yeah, in the short term, actually, I'll just switch this back. And yeah, in the short term, I imagine this is so overextended to the downside. We're probably going to make our way back up and test these, levels as a potential resistance, right? Yeah, the 618 and the 50. The reason why I'm showing you this on Bitcoin is because, what happens on Bitcoin, as you can see, if you look at the market today, affects all the altcoins, right? With the exception of a few. So if you look at Kaspa, I'm going to switch it back here. It looks okay. Like if theoretically, like just from a technical perspective, this looks okay. Maybe if it comes down around here to enter a long position, but you got to keep tight stop losses, right? So in this scenario, I would place my stop loss below this horizontal region of support and below this upsloping level of support as well, right? So my stop loss would be around here, right? And I wouldn't want to risk too much given the state of Bitcoin. So yeah, just personally, I would just use a small percentage of my portfolio to take a long here with a tight stop. And the region I would target would be the first level of resistance you're going to see is going to be right here. Let's see what that looks like. If I entered right now, where we are here, I'd have to place my stop loss right here below. And the first level I would target would only give me slightly above a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So 1 to 1.13, not really ideal. However, what could be done is if the price starts moving in your direction, you can kind of trail your stop loss up along with it to get to a point where you're at break even. And then, if it looks like this level is going to break, then you can just increase your profit target up here. This here would be the next level. And, this would give you a risk reward ratio of almost 1 to 2. It's still not ideal, guys. If you want a better R&R, then you can just wait for the price to come down. If it comes down, then take the trade right here, right? So not financial advice, of course. So right around here, ideally, this would be a better entry point because you can have a tighter stop loss. So stop loss in this case would be, again, just below this this line here, and then you can target the first level. See, this would give you a great risk reward ratio. This would be a 1 to 6.62. So for every $1 you risk, you could potentially get over $6 to the upside, right? And then if that extended, if it looked bullish and you started forming a bullish candle formation here, you think it's going to break, then you can try and target this other region right here, and that would give you a risk reward ratio of almost 1 to 10. Right? So you would risk 2% to potentially get almost 19% to the upside. That would be more ideal. So, it just depends, do you want to go for a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2, or do you want to go for that big one, the big R&R? If you want to go for the better R&R, you basically have to wait for the price to fall back down. But of course, there's no guarantee that happens, right? Anyway, that's just a brief update on Kaspa. Hopefully that helps. If you're not subscribed and you want to get notified every time I release a new video, I do about 2 or 3 videos every single day. And, when these moves happen, I try to get the videos out as quick as possible. But sometimes, I got to do the thumbnail. I got to, edit the sound and whatnot. So sometimes I can miss moves. But But yeah, as soon as I see the moves happening, I try to record as quickly as possible. So yeah, just click the bell, click on all once you click subscribe. And if you want an exchange to trade on where you don't want to submit a whole bunch of your personal information, I linked to the one I use in the pinned comment and the description. Awesome interface, lots of coins to trade, really cool trading features. And yeah, they don't ask any documents, right? So you don't have to submit your IDs and passports or whatever they ask nowadays. You may need a VPN to use it. So I also put a link to a promotion on a VPN as well in the pinned comment and the description. All right, guys, hopefully that helped. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye.